Alright, how many times has this happened to you? You're driving along, minding your own business, leaning your head out the window and screaming about the impending alien bird invasion. It's easy to lose track of time, you see. But before you know it, you find yourself hopelessly and mind-numbingly lost. So what do? Well, you could call your friends or family and ask for directions, but that's hit or miss depending on where you are and if your family's location retarded like I am. You could pull over and ask Bart Bubblehead for directions, but then you run the risk of having your car and or anal virginity stolen. No thanks. You could wing it, backtrack, and hope you find a familiar landmark or road, but if you have the sense of direction of a dead cat like I do, you'll wind up more lost, and quite possibly in another state. This is where GPS comes in. GPS stands for Global Positioning System. The way it works is pretty complicated, but basically there are a bunch of satellites up in space in a predefined orbit, constantly sending signals down to the surface. These signals consist of the time the message was sent, information about where the satellite is in relation to its surrounding satellites and orbit, and some technical data. A GPS receiver takes these signals from several satellites at once, calculates the time and other data received, and gives you a fairly accurate lock on where your location is. If you'd like a more detailed and intricate explanation of this, hit Wikipedia. I know they have a good article on it, and they actually show the calculations that the GPS receivers use, but that's beyond the scope of this segment. Today I want to go over some basic GPS technology, programs for the smartphone, as well as PC. I am, in fact, completely lost, so let's get started. Alright, as you can see, I actually am out in the middle of nowhere. So what better time to try out my GPS gear than out in the field? No, let's not try it out in the nice, warm, cozy house. Let's do it out in the field, in the snow, in the slush, in the icy rain. Dickweed. Anyway, GPS devices can range from standalone devices like the TomTom that you just stick to your windshield, to car computers that have Bluetooth built in and every bell and whistle that you'll never need, to phones with built-in AGPS. AGPS stands for Assisted GPS. From my understanding, it basically helps the GPS lock onto your location with the help of cell phone tower triangulation. I don't have access to that to a phone with AGPS, so I can't really, test it or show you guys. You're gonna have to take my word for it, or look on Wikipedia, like I said. Don't be lazy. What I do have is an old Garmin GPS device, which I'm really not going to be using too much today. It's very basic, just spits out, GPS coordinates, and it'll give you a track, but there's no mapping or routing capability of it. It takes a while to sync just because it's older. The thing I've noticed is that the newer devices can lock on faster. It's different protocols and such. I'm not really going to get into that today just because it's too, whatever. I'm cold. I also have my first version Motorola Q, not the Q9, and a Bluetooth GPS dongle. Those go for about $50 depending on where you look. It's not too bad considering what it does. And it'll interface with your phone, computer, whatever. Like I said, the programs I'm going to be showing today are mostly smartphone / Windows mobile based because that's what I have access to. I'll try and show you a couple programs on the computer side, but I haven't really done all that much researching and trying to find free GPS mapping programs. Alright, let's get started because from what I hear, hypothermia sets in quickly. Alright, for continuity's sake, just pretend there's snow on the ground. First off, I'm not going to go over how to sync up your Bluetooth GPS with your phone, because it's a pretty simple process. If you can't figure that out, go back to episode 1 and bang at your head with a hammer. That might help a little. Oh, great suggestion, by the way. Great survival tip. If you find yourself lost in the woods, just get out of your car and run towards the forest. It's a great idea, really. I'm doing it right now. I'm going to get out of here, totally. Anyway, first program I want to show you is GPS Test. This is a really simple diagnostic application. Hey, there's a tree, and it's falling on my path. Okay, it's a really simple diagnostic application. As you can see here, it just shows you the satellites you're connected to and the signal strength. The signal strength on mine right now is crap because it's in my pocket. I only have 2 hands. Next screen, latitude, longitude, the current UTC time, your speed, and some other information that I don't really care about. It shows you how many satellites are in view, which is 12, and the amount that you're connected to, 9, which is I think the maximum that I can connect to. Different GPS have different numbers of GPS satellites that they can lock onto, but you only need, I think, 3 to maintain a decent lock. So that's GPS test. It's a really simple program, but gets the job done. I swear I've seen that tree before. The next program I want to go over is called Google Maps. I'm sure you've heard of it. If you haven't, you're living in a box or something. Anyway, it's much like the desktop version, only with GPS support, obviously, or else I probably wouldn't be using it. It doesn't do me all that much good out here because I'm not on a road. I'm kind of in the middle of nowhere. But you can see, it shows that I'm in the middle of nowhere. It shows me, oh, Pond Creek. Yeah, that's useful, thanks. Oh, and it says that I'm by train tracks. Yeah, I totally didn't see the train tracks that I was walking next to. But on the road in an urban environment, it's much more useful. And the search feature is, well, it's Google. So, I mean, if you have your GPS on and it's locked onto your location, you just search like, I want pizza or, dead hookers or whatever, and it'll come up with a location-based response. Very useful application. I use it all the time. Similar program, which I'll just go over real quick, is called Windows Live Search, which is like its desktop counterpart as well. Has many of the same features as Google Maps. In fact, a lot of it just overlaps, and I don't know. I like keeping both of them just because I'm paranoid, and I figure if one fails, then the other has to work, and if both fail, I might as well just shoot myself in the face now. So yeah, this is Windows Live Search. Same features. It takes a little bit more to set up and use. You have to program in your location first, and then do a search based off of it, but it works about the same way. Really good program. Okay, so now that you hopefully know where you're going, or where you are, perhaps you'd like to know where you've been and keep a track of your trip, which in my case wouldn't do me much good because it would just be a blank area of land and a bunch of circles, or triangles, or tetrahedrons. Anyway, there's 2 programs that I found that are good for this, for Windows Mobile. First one, I don't know if it's called Sunset or something, but it's just a basic GPS logger. It takes your location based off the GPS data and saves it to I think it's a .gpx file. And you can go to like gpsvisualizer.com, or there's a bunch of websites on there, and put it over, like overlay it on a Google map. But that's what it looks like. Really, really basic. Menu, start GPS trail. That's it. That's really it. Very simple to use. The other one, which I've actually just found recently, is called GPS ED, or GPS Ed, I don't know. Get it here. Tree, I will give you 5 seconds to let go of my camera. Ow. Alright, this is GPS ED, or GPS Ed. I don't know how what it's called. It's a dumb name for it. Anyway, this shows your speed, distance, well, when you start the track, which I guess I'll do. Go to menu, start a track, name the track. You can also share this. This allows you to share your location and trip and all that good stuff on Facebook, MySpace, whatever. Which of course I'm going to say no to, forever. Alright, so it's tracking now. It shows you your speed, distance, how far you've gone, how long it's been tracking, and your current heading. Oh, I'm going south. I thought I was going west, whatever. There's a couple different screens here. Shows you latitude, longitude, which I'm bleeping out. I don't want you to know where I've been, even though if you were here you'd probably be miserably lost and I'd laugh at you. And it shows you a course. It's basically just, like in my case it'll be a big circle when I'm done. It's a useful program. Unfortunately it saves to a proprietary format, which I'm really not a fan of. You have to upload it to the website first and then download it as a GPX, which is a more standard GPS track format. I really don't like that. There's some privacy issues with me, but I'm paranoid, and I'm sure they keep your data safe. Really. Well, I've pretty much given up all hope of survival. It's been about 6 hours now and I haven't found my way out. So I decided instead of building a fire and a shelter and trying to survive, I'm going to go geocaching. If you don't know what geocaching is, basically it's like a hide-and-seek game for adults. I didn't think much of it, I really didn't think it would be that much fun, and then I realized there was a geocache site right here. So I'm going to go over the basics of geocaching and how to find stuff and put stuff in the places that you found it. Really, it's something you have to try. It sounds stupid, but it's really fun. So I'm going to go over the computer, or at least try to. Hope my battery doesn't go dead. This is geocaching.com, your main resource for geocaching. DERF. They maintain a large database of caches from around the world, and they also list trackable items and have individual cache reviews and hints. As I said before, it's really something you need to get out and do. I thought it was going to be a waste of time and a pointless exercise, but at this point I'll do anything I can to amuse myself. I looked up this particular cache before heading out. Apparently it's been here for a while. The website listed as being put here in 2003, and I'm curious as to its condition and to read some of the logbook entries. The best way to get into this hobby is to just skim through the website, do some searches, and find a cache in your area. You'd be surprised at just how many are out there. Don't be lazy. Alright, well that's the basics of geocaching. I mean, there isn't a lot to it, you just need your GPS and a sense of direction. Well, I'm 1 for 2. I got the rough idea from the coordinates on the website, but they're usually off a little bit. So, the note said that they're among these pillars here. From what I can tell, I think it's from a fence. So I was looking around, and yeah, oh, there it is. Alright, it's right here. There we have it. Just an ammo container. Alright, well that didn't take as much time as I thought it would. I thought I was going to have to look around all over for it and everything, but the ones in the urban areas are usually a lot harder to find just because they have to be more creative and put them in various places, and they're usually a lot smaller. But this is a giant ammo container, so there's only so many places you can put it. I'm thinking there might be some survival items in there, so I won't freeze tonight. So let's see what's inside it. Now I know a lot of geocachers are going to say, don't open it on camera, that's against the geocaching way. Screw you. I'm in a survival situation. If there's something in here that can help me, I am certainly going to use it. A car. A Hollywood keychain. A Beanie Baby. No, 2 Beanie Babies. Huh. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing in here that can be of any use to me whatsoever. Well, I'm going to use this logbook and fill out my last will and testament. Maybe someday somebody will come by this and they'll find my dead, rotting corpse holding this thing, clutching it close to my body. I hope this segment was useful to you. If you have any questions, hit me up on IRC. Oh wait, you can't because I'll be dead. I'm not the only one that knows about GPS stuff. I just wanted to do a segment on it. So, yeah, ask around. Get one of your friends involved, really. Go outside. Do something besides sit in front of the computer for a change. It's fun, really. Just don't get lost like me and die.